arrived well after midnight. Mrs. Tesman refused to go to bed till I'd unpacked every last one of her bags.
Well, we must let them rest. Oh, it's stifling. They must always have air.
I'll put these here.
I'll miss you.
It's been so many years.
Yes, but now my nephew needs you. You are his nanny, you know his ways.
Your sister's in such pain. I hate to think of it. Watch the new maid can't make her comfortable.
I will manage. Please don't fuss.
Suppose the wife takes against me. Then what? She's very demanding.
She's the proud daughter of a dead general. You remember we used to see her out riding, all in black, a long riding coat and a feather in her hat.
I never thought Georgie would marry her.
Dr. George Tesman. He's a doctor now.
She told me last night, very firmly.
Isn't it wonderful?
Yes, though I'm not surprised. He's always been clever. But he never said he wanted to go about healing people.
Oh, no, he's not that kind of doctor. He's been awarded a doctorate.
Oh?
It's an academic term. Doctor of Letters and so on. Though soon he may acquire an even more prestigious title. I don't want to curse it. If only my poor brother could rise from the grave and see what his little son has grown into. What exactly are they doing with this room?
She said she's got big plans.
Good morning, Dr. Tesman.
Hello, what a surprise. Mwah.
I had to make sure you'd settled in comfortably.
Should I ask if Mrs. Tesman needs anything?
Oh, better not. She'll make her needs known, but perhaps you could put this somewhere. I filled that case. It was bulging. Treasures, documents, artifacts, treasures unseen for decades.
I'm glad your honeymoon was so productive.
Shall I take it?
I bought it for Hedda's sake.
Oh, it's quite the hat.
I want her to think of me as sophisticated.
Oh, how could she not?
So lovely to see you alive and well. Your father would be so proud of you.
How's Auntie Rena?
No improvement. She can't leave her bed. I'm afraid it won't be long. Oh, what will I do when she's gone? And I no longer have you, no one to care for.
I'm still here.
Hedda Gabler.
Yes.
She had so many
A
admirers.
swarm of suitors.
And she chose you.
It seems I am the envy of my friends.
You were away too long. Almost 6 months.
It was a research trip and a honeymoon combined.
And do you have something to tell me?
About?
Do you have news? News of an imminence?
Oh yes! I'm going to be made a professor. But you do that.
Was it expensive?
Oh, extremely. The grant was essential.
Even so, it must have stretched you.
Oh yes, but Hedda really needed it. We both did.
Have you looked around the apartment?
Oh, it's colossal. I've been up since dawn. Such space and light. And that little room next to Hedda's boudoir. I've no idea what we'll do with it.
Oh, you'll find a use.
Hedda coveted this place. She used to say, that's the only building I can live in. Oh, thank you. You and Auntie Juju have worked miracles. He told Brack the moment he secured it. He even arranged the mortgage. That was really quite reasonable.
Are you sure?
Yes, well, I know it's daunting, but...
And how will you furnish it? Curtains, carpets, and things.
We'll furnish it slowly as and when we can.
You can't live like that. She won't tolerate it. Let me take care of it. I have some savings you can use.
No, you and Auntie Rena live off of that interest.
I'm sure Brack knows a finance man who can make it work. You're a poor boy without parents. I like to lavish you. Let
But
me.
my dear
It's
Aunt-
my gift. Pay me back when you can, and if you can't, then don't. Your parents were so devoted to you, and so am I.
so many sacrifices for me.
Oh, helping you to progress has been my great cause. And now you're so close to the summit.
I've been lucky.
This is your moment. I can feel it. You must take it. And all those people who have stood in your way, those sneerers, well, look at you now. And that loathsome man, Eilert Loveborg, your supposed rival. Where is he now? In drunken squalor, no doubt. Forgotten! A failure!
Have you heard any news of him since I went away?
No! Nothing! He's published a book.
What? When? What
A book no one talks about. When your new work comes out, that will be the event.
Book?
May I ask what you're working on?
Oh. It's an anthropological study.
Heaven!
Mainly focused on pre-industrial Europe, particularly the medieval ages of the Brabant.
What a subject! What a mind you
Oh,
have!
I wish I could get started right away, but I've got mountains of research to do.
Like your father, always peering at paperwork.
Well, being here and feeling settled will help immensely.
And being here with the woman of your life.
Yes, of course. She is magnificent.
Good morning, Hedda dear. A very good morning.
It's enchanting to see you so early.
I wanted to make sure you slept peacefully in your new home.
I slept adequately.
Ha! You slept like a log.
The maids left it open. The sun is oppressive.
Oh, I'll close it.
No, please. It softens the light.
There. You have shade and you have air.
The room needs a gale. The flowers reek. Are you going to sit down?
Oh, no. Now that I know all is well, I must return home to my sister.
Send her my love, won't you? Tell her I'll come and see her later.
Oh, I almost forgot. I've a surprise for you.
You didn't.
I did. I really did.
This is so touching. Hedda, can you believe it?
Try me.
My faithful old slippers. Oh,
You talked of the more honeymoon.
well, I miss them passionately. Hedda, come and admire them.
I'm admiring from afar.
Just think, my poor Rena, desperately ill. He embroidered these for me. That's love. Oh, the memories, the things they've seen.
Darling, you're making me jealous.
Quite right, Hedda.
Nonsense. She's family. And so are my slippers.
The maid has to go.
You don't mean Bertie.
Surely not.
Look. She's left a hideous old hat.
Hedda!
Suppose someone came in and saw this.
That's Auntie Juju's hat.
This?
Yes. It's mine. And it doesn't happen to be old.
Well, I didn't examine it very closely.
In fact, it's the first time I've worn it.
And what a maiden voyage to rend it by.
Oh, don't be mean.
You look beautiful.
You really do. Don't go. Look at Hedda. Look how lovely she is.
Well, that's not news. She's been lovely all her life.
Yes, but notice anything different? She be a bit heavier, touch fuller, more buxom?
She's put on weight, you say?
Well, it's hard to see when she's dressed. I have privileged access.
You have no access.
Well, maybe it's the mountain air that's maybe acting.
I'm exactly the same as before.
Yes, but so you say. What do you think, Auntie?
She's lovely. Hedda is lovely. God bless you.
Let me go.
I will visit every day.
You must. Come tonight.
Farewell.
What are you looking at, Hedda?
Leaves, yellowing.
Well, it is September.
How quickly it comes.
Sorry about Aunt Jay. She gets nervous. Makes her try too hard.
Was she offended?
Not for long.
What kind of person flings a hat around? People don't do such things.
I doubt she'll do it again.
Oh well, I'll be nice to her tomorrow.
Good. Could you do something for me?
Depends.
To please her, could you try and call her Auntie?
No, it's wrong of you to ask. I said I'll try to call her aunt.
Well, it's just
now
now
and
that
then.
you wanted the family.
No! I said no. I don't know.
What is it?
Just looking at my piano, it doesn't belong here.
Want to be redecorated once I've got more money?
No, it's not that. It doesn't seem natural. I can't live. These weren't here last night.
Auntie must have bought them.
There's a card. We'll come back later today. Guess who it's from? Try.
I don't know.
It says Mrs. Elvsted.
How strange. Miss Rising in her former life.
Yes. Pretty Thea Rising with her cascades of chestnut hair. The hair she tossed about the town, beguiling all the men. You included.
Years ago, before I met you.
Odd she should call. I barely knew her when we were at school.
I haven't seen her in God knows. I heard she moved to the countryside, middle of nowhere.
I heard Eilert Loveborg moved out that way.
I heard that.
It seems we share a source.
The lady who came before has come back. She left those flowers.
Let her in. Fancy. My dear Thea. What a delight to see you again.
It's been a long time.
Eons!
Thank you for the lovely flowers.
I wanted to come yesterday afternoon, but then I was told you were still abroad.
Why, has something happened?
There's no one else I can turn to.
You must sit down and tell us all.
Oh, I can't sit.
You can. You must.
Now, speak.
Is it a domestic problem?
Yes, and no, I can't. You might not understand.
Oh, we're very understanding. Out with it.
That's why you're here.
Yes. It's possible you know already.
Well, we don't.
Well, Eilert Loveborg is here in the city. He's here now.
Hedda, he's come back.
Yes, I've just been told.
He's been here a whole week. It's lethal. The people he could fall in with, I dread to imagine what could happen.
But what has Eilert Loveborg got to do with you?
He's tutoring my children.
Your children?
My husband's, I don't have any.
To be clear, he is a tutor to your stepchildren.
Yes.
So forgive me, he's employable, he's gotten clean, he's not sober anymore.
Yes, for a good few years.
Well, that's wonderful news, Hedda.
But now that he's here, I fear he'll be tempted back to his old ways.
Why's he come back to the city?
Because his new book's been published. Oh, to great acclaim. He said he had to be here.
This book, what exactly is it?
A series of critical essays on modern culture. You didn't see the reviews?
Oh, no, we were, away. Sort of a treat. We tried to avoid the news. Presumably it's just his old stuff reheated.
No. He's written it all in the last 2 years. He was inspired, relentless. Oh, he produced prose like a flame of indignant genius. I'm quoting.
Have you seen him here?
No, I didn't know where he was staying. I do now.
Does it not strike you as odd that your husband should send you on this mercy mission? Why not come himself?
My husband is very busy, and
Yes?
there was some shopping I needed to do.
Ah.
I hope Eilert will come and see you. And your students, you are such close friends. Well, if he does, whatever state he's in, I beg you please help.
I will do everything in my power.
So kind as ever. Thank you. And my husband will be so grateful.
Don't you think you should send him a note to let him know he's welcome?
Good idea, yes. Very good idea.
Perhaps do it now?
Yes, if you could.
Oh, what's his address?
Oh, here.
Excellent. Oh, where are my slippers?
Right at length, if you like.
So we're done? Any further requests? Right.
Now we can talk about it.
There's nothing more to say.
Oh, there's so much more.
I should go.
No! I want to learn from you. Tell me about your marriage.
I'd rather not.
But we're old friends from school.
Yes, but you were a few years above me, and to be frank, I was quite frightened of you. Then.
You were frightened?
Extremely. Whenever we passed each other on the stairs, you would pull my hair.
Me? No.
Yes, and one time you threatened to set fire to it.
Oh, I'm sure that was just boisterous girlishness.
Well, maybe I was unable to detect it. We moved in very different social circles in those days, and in truth, we still do.
Yet, here we are, having an intimate conversation about our shared past. I think you've misremembered our friendship. We used to confide in each other. And I'm sure we called each other by our Christian names.
No, we really didn't.
Then from now on we will. Friends, yes?
I'm not used to such kindness.
So you will call me Hedda, like before. And I will call you my dearest Freya.
It's Theo.
So it is. So, you said you're not used to kindness, Thea. Did you mean at home?
I have no home. I've never felt at home.
I sense that.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Remind me, didn't you originally move in with Mr. Elvsted as the housekeeper?
Well, I was employed as governess, but then his wife, his then wife, she was very poorly. She was dying. And so I had to look after the house as well.
And then nature took its course and you became mistress of the house.
Yes.
How long have you been married?
5 years. The last 2 or 3.
Yes?
I wish I could tell you.
Someone said that Eilert Loveborg moved out that way, I don't know, 3 years ago?
Yes.
Did you know him then?
No, only by reputation.
But he came to your home.
Every day to tutor the children. I couldn't manage their education and the house. It was huge and all too much.
But surely your husband was there to help you.
No, he's off and away on business. He's a civil servant.
He left you alone with the tutor?
And the children.
Is he good to you, your husband?
I think he thinks so.
Presumably he's older than you.
Oh, by decades.
But even so, he loves you.
Well, yeah, but I don't like anything about him. We've nothing in common, not a thought, not a single feeling.
Maybe he cares for you in his own way?
No. I'm useful to him and I'm cheap to keep.
Oh, sweet Theo, don't belittle yourself.
No, it's true. He cares for nobody but himself, and occasionally the children.
And I'd love
Oh, I doubt it.
But he sends you all the way here to find the absent tutor and rescue him. Of course he cares. You just told my husband how grateful he'd be.
Yes. Oh, what does it matter? Fact is, my husband doesn't know I'm here.
No.
Yesterday, I packed a bag, just the essentials, and I closed the front door quietly, and I took the train here. I've left him.
How daring.
stand it any longer. I was so alone out there.
But what will your husband say when he returns home to an empty house?
I don't care.
But don't you care what people say about you? You've abandoned those children. You've bolted.
In God's name, let them say what they want. I did what I had to.
Brave little Thea. So, where will you go now?
All I know is that I am to live wherever Eilert Loveborg is. If I am to live at all. No, I've said too much. I must go.
No. How did this friendship start?
Slowly, cautiously, I began to have an influence over him. One by one, he started to give up his old habits. Oh, not because I asked him to. That wasn't my place. I think he just sensed I disapproved and gradually reformed himself.
You gave him new life.
That's what he says. But in truth, he influenced me. He made me recognize myself, what I want and need. He made me think. For the first time, he taught me how to feel.
He's tutored you.
No, we're equals. We learn from each other. We talk infinitely, without boundaries. Oh, he let me share in his work. He let me in if he wanted my help. Imagine! And now we work late into the evening, swapping pages and rewriting each other.
Like colleagues?
So much more. Friends, comrades, twins.
But
I should be elated, but I can't. I know it won't last, although I pray it will.
why shouldn't it last?
There's another woman.
No.
She's like a shutter falling between us.
Who is she?
Someone from his past. I don't know who, but we can't forget her.
What does he say about her?
Oh, he only mentioned her in passing.
Yes, but what does he say?
He said, when it ended, she tried to shoot him.
Oof. How common.
I think she's a cabaret, you know, artiste. He did mention something once about a glamorous singer with red hair.
Sounds grotesque.
And I think someone did say that she carried a gun.
It must be her.
What am I to do? Oh, she's here and apparently works in some sordid little nightclub.
Shh. Our secret.
Yes, all of it.
I have finished the epistle. Surprisingly hard to find the right tone. Go to check it.
Beautifully put. Send.
Thank you.
Judge Brack is here. He said he'd like to pay his respects.
Let him in.
Too early?
Never.
You're always welcome, Judge Brack. Mrs. Rising.
Right. Delighted.
It's remarkable to see you by daylight for once, Judge. You look a little younger.
Too
What
kind.
about Hedda? Isn't she blooming?
Oh, not this again. You should be thanking our friend for securing our home. Forgive me, my other friend is burning to leave. Won't be a minute.
Well, is your wife satisfied?
I'm sorry.
What is?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, we are very, very happy. It's all going to be perfect.
Listen, I need a word.
Ooh, the financing.
Oh no, that can wait. Although I still maintain you should have bought the smaller, more affordable place downstairs.
Do you know Hedda? She wouldn't stand for it. She called it a dark and poky hole.
How very her.
But once the professorship comes through, everything will be affordable.
Well, you know, these things often take time. It won't be good if it drags on.
What's happened?
Well, nothing specific. I did hear Loveborg has returned.
Oh, I know that.
Oh.
Hedda's friend told me.
I didn't quite catch her name.
Mrs. Elvsted. Apparently he's a changed man.
Well, so they say.
New book?
Indeed.
I hear it's excited much attention.
Well, it's received quite an unusual amount of attention.
What a talent. I thought he was finished.
Well, that's certainly the consensus.
To come back from the wilderness, that takes guts. How on earth will he survive, though?
Royalties.
Oh, they're never enough alone.
Always talking about money.
We're talking about it at Loveborg, actually.
What's his problem?
Oh, he squandered his inheritance years ago. He's writing again. But how will he survive?
Well, there I can throw some light. You mustn't forget he comes from a very well-connected family. They used to regard him as their greatest hope.
Before they disowned him.
But his dissolute days are over, according to Mrs. Elvsted.
And what with the new book?
Well, I hope they'll be gracious with him. Actually, I've invited him to dinner.
But you're busy tonight. You're coming to my soiree, you promised!
You forgot.
Yeah, so sorry.
Never mind, you can still come.
Why?
Loveborg won't accept your invitation.
Why not?
It's better you should know. You mustn't count on this promotion. It might not transpire quite as quickly as you are hoping or expecting.
What's happened?
Well, the post is a public position. The university must be seen to consider all applicants. It can't be done with a wink and a handshake. You may have competition.
Ah,
There are other candidates.
Well, so it seems.
One in particular.
I'm afraid so.
Ah! He can't do this to me! It's unthinkable!
Nonetheless, you may find it happen all the same.
This shows a profound lack of respect. I've been at the university forever. I am known. I'm a married man. We got married based off of these expectations. We're in heavy debt. We owe you, we owe my aunt, we owe the bank. Heaven, we borrowed against the prospects of this appointment. He can't do this.
My dear fellow, you'll get the professorship, but you must accept the necessity of due process. In short, a contest.
Me versus him.
it's a duel!
How can you joke about this? This is our future.
Oh, I'm not. I race for the outcome.
And in turn, Mrs. Tesman, it's important that you accept that your current financial situation is precarious. You know, before you set about the property in the extravagant manner you've been threatening.
Don't patronise. This doesn't change anything. We'll do what we want.
I'm sure you will. I'll come for you later.
What? Oh, so sorry.
Farewell from the fallen house of Tesman.
Farewell.
Forgive me. Oh. We've been living in a fantasy world.
Have we, darling?
To buy this and get married based off of prospects alone.
Good point. Well made.
Still, at least we have the house we always dreamed of, and we have each other.
But the problem is, we always agreed that we'd be sociable, that we'd entertain and host. This was supposed to be our desirable residence.
Well, it's not possible. Not now. The parties, the fabulous guests, the sparkling conversations will have to wait. I wanted it too. See my beautiful wife presiding over the great and the good. But for now, it's just us. And Aunt Juliana.
So I don't get my butler.
No.
I don't get my horse.
What horse?
Gone.
Yes, it's gone. There was never a horse.
Oh well. It says he'll have one thing left to amuse me, something I love.
Of course you do.
My pistols.
What?
My father's guns.
No.
General Gabler's pistols.
Hedda, don't. No, it's dangerous. Please, don't.
I'm going to shoot you.
What? No. Put it down. Put the gun down.
This is how I treat intruders.
You're insane!
Did I hit you?
Enough!
Do come in.
Explain yourself.
I like shooting into the clear blue sky.
With your permission, Mrs. Tesman. Your father's favourite.
There's nothing to do.
No visitors?
None.
Husband not home?
Straight after lunch. Off to the aunties.
Foolish of me.
Why?
Well, I should have known it, that shop. I could have come a little earlier.
There was no one here. I took to my bed.
We might have conversed for a crack in your door.
No, you forgot to arrange one.
My second foolishness.
Well, we'll have to make do here for now. He won't be long.
I'm ever patient.
Well,
Well,
I was first.
what's on your mind?
It's been a while since we talked,
Hello.
I suppose.
Well, I was here every day wishing you'd come back.
I felt the same.
I thought you were ecstatic in your new life.
Why?
Well, Tesman wrote such tales of joy.
Well, he was ecstatic. Nothing excites him more than an old bookshop. The thrill of ancient scribble on a dusty parchment.
Well, it's his calling, in part.
There was no one there. No one from our world.
I can imagine your frustration.
But what is unendurable is to be stuck with one person always and eternally.
Day and night.
I meant always and eternally.
Oh, I see. Well, he's a perfectly decent man. You'll find a way to live with him.
He's an academic.
As you knew.
Academics are no fun, not to travel with, not for the journey.
But if you love him.
Don't be wet.
Hedda!
Try living with it. He lectures and he bores on historical this, anthropological that. I'm not interested in the drug makers of the Middle Ages, and I don't want to know anyone who is.
Then?
What?
Well, it's obvious. Why did you marry him?
It was time. I felt old. Burnt out. I was tired of my chaotic life, and I needed to settle. I settled. For him. I'm terrible.
True. But you're not a spent force. That's not what I see.
And he's a fine man.
Consistent, reliable, honest, a rarity.
There's nothing wrong with him.
No.
And perhaps in time he may be successful.
He has great promise.
He's so movingly determined to provide and care for me, it's hard to resist.
Well, there it is.
None of my other suitors cared a fig for me.
I did.
You weren't a suitor, you're a confirmed bachelor.
But one who regards the institution of marriage as sacred.
I'm sure.
I adore my circle of married friends to whom I can be of use and counsel. I love to visit, to come and go as a trusted guest.
Of the man of the house.
Well, preferably the wife. And then the husband, if need be. You know, these triangular associations can often reward handsomely. All parties can be nourished according to need.
I'd have been grateful for a third party on the honeymoon.
Yes, well, it's over now.
But the journey ahead is long.
Well, one can break a journey. Or end it. You simply jump off the train.
I won't jump, I can't.
No.
I prefer to be safely seated in the carriage with my reliable companion.
But suppose a third passenger were to come in.
Well, that would depend.
Let's say he was trusted.
Lively and amusing.
He knew nothing of drug makers.
Well, that may be a relief. Were I on a train.
Oh, what a sweat. Brack, am I late?
No, I'm early.
More books.
And journals, had to have them.
Have to.
Well, I like to keep up with things. I bought Eilert Loveborg's new book in a shop.
I might have a look at it later.
I read some of it there too.
And what's your analysis, academically speaking?
It's beautifully written, considered, concise. He's altered the style, but for the better. Oh, I can't wait to dive into it. Do I have time to change?
Oh, there's no rush.
Right. Ooh, Hedda. Rena can't come tonight.
The hat.
No, she's very ill.
She's always ill.
Today she's worse.
Shame.
Oh, but she was delighted to hear that you're thriving.
These infernal aunts.
What? Fine.
A hat.
His aunt left it lying around. I pretended I thought it was the maid's.
Oh, Hedda, how could you abuse such a dear sweet lady?
Rage, I can't stop myself. Why is that?
Well, you're not happy.
Why should I be?
We have the home you wanted. The one you told Tesman you'd always dreamed of.
Remember last summer? I let Tesman walk me home from all the parties.
Yes, I was sadly unavailable.
Oh, but you were most available to that loose little...
Shame on you. Continue.
Well, they were stood outside one night and he was in knots, agonised by his inability to make romantic small talk, so I took pity on the mortified creature.
You took pity.
Yes, I did. I found myself telling him how much I loved this building and that I'd always longed to live in it.
And then?
I hadn't.
Not at all.
Terrible consequences.
Quality punish.
Our mutual passion for the property united us. It became our secret meeting place, and then engagement, marriage, honeymoon, and whatever hell comes next. All my fault.
And you never even liked the place?
Not at all. The outside is vulgar and the inside stinks of lavender and rose petals, so I suspect Aunt Jay is the culprit there.
Well, more likely the previous occupant, the minister's widow.
Hence the sickly stench of death. God, I'm going to dread the boredom of living here.
Well, there must be something you can do to keep yourself occupied.
No. I've no talent for life. There's nothing... It's only a whim.
Spit it out.
I wonder if I could persuade Tesman into politics.
He'd get eaten alive!
True, but is he persuadable?
Well, possibly, but since he's not up to it, what's the point?
For the relief from boredom. Imagine the hilarity of watching him fail.
Oh, Hedda, don't be wicked. Actually do.
Think, seriously, why couldn't he become a cabinet minister?
Well, lesser mammals have managed it. But you'd need limitless funds.
Always the money, that's the horror. Our wretched poverty. All this humiliating scrimping and saving, it's all so puny. That's what makes life so unbearable.
All might be reason lie elsewhere. You're privileged. You've never had to struggle or fight for a cause.
I'm trivial.
Well, one could make the case. But supposing life had plans for you, suppose it intends for you to suffer and deepen accordingly.
How?
What if life burdened you with a solemn responsibility? What then, dear Hedda?
Never.
I'll remind you of that next year.
I won't make something that makes demands, nor will I be depended on.
Women often discover it's their true calling.
If you knew me at all, you'd know my true calling.
Oh, do tell.
To bore myself to death. And here's my assistant.
Any word from Loveborg?
No.
Ah.
He'll show up.
Why so sure?
Aunt Jay put it perfectly. Why would one of my closest friends stand against me? He simply won't. You're wrong, and that's the end of it.
Well, I applaud your optimism.
And now I shall sit here and wait for my lovely friend to arrive, and we shall have a merry old evening.
Splendid delusion.
There's a man outside. He says he's been invited.
Let him in.
Spare me the gloating. Don't say it.
I told you, my dear friend.
Thank you for your message. Hedda.
Welcome to our home.
Hello, Brack.
Dear chap.
God. Yeah. Oh, I heard you're moving to town.
Yes.
Wonderful. I bought you a new book.
Oh, I'm grateful, but for goodness sake, don't read it.
Oh, why not?
It's rubbish. No substance. The spine's quite pretty. Put it on a shelf when you've got one.
Don't believe you.
It's been so well reviewed.
And that's why I wrote it. To please them.
That makes good sense.
No, it's cynical, but I needed to re-establish myself. This is the one. Nearly finished. And when it comes out, please read it. This is the book.
What is it about?
It's a development.
Of what?
My book.
Your new book?
Yes, exactly. It's in two parts. The first deals with the mechanisms producing the future. The second is a conjecture on its nature.
Well, I feel like a dinosaur.
Yes, well.
I was hoping we could discuss it. Like old times, I'd appreciate your thoughts.
Oh, I would love to come, but
You see, there's a little party chamois in honor of our friend.
I understand, I'll be gone.
No, please. You must join us. You're more than welcome.
I can't, but thank you.
It's a select gathering. Just a few friends relaxing. There's no rowdiness.
You seem to forget. I've been before.
Bring your manuscript. You and Tesman can use my study.
Oh, we could actually.
Mr. Loveborg doesn't want to. Leave him alone. He'd much rather stay here and have dinner with me.
With you?
And Mrs. Elvsted.
Ah, yes. I saw her this morning in passing.
Well, then it's essential you stay. She'll have no one to see her home.
Thank you, then I'll stay. Yes.
I heard in the bookshop you're planning on doing some lectures late in the year.
Yes, I need the fees, and I wish to communicate my ideas.
Right.
I'm sorry if it's awkward, you and me being in the same room.
Not at all. You do what you have to.
But I won't start until after the appointment's been announced.
I'm sorry?
I won't start lecturing until after you've been anointed professor. No, I won't. I'd like the respect and to lord it over you, both morally and intellectually. But no, I don't want the job.
Yes! Oh! You see, Hedda, he is not going to stand in our way.
It's your way, darling. Gentlemen, would you like some punch?
Oh, I need some what a day!
We have a little time.
Mr. Loveborg?
No, thank you.
Good God. Cold punch is barely even alcohol.
It is for me.
Would you like to see some pictures of our honeymoon? We took a trip through the Tyrol. Aren't these remarkable? My husband has helpfully annotated every image through all the mountains near around.
Hedda. Hedda Gabler.
That's my name, or used to be.
Well, I can't call you by enough.
You can, and you must. Please begin at once.
But you married him.
Yes,
You threw yourself away.
stop it. And this is the view from the Ampezzo Valley. Look at those peaks. Darling, what did you say those curious peaks were called?
Oh, the Dolomites.
Of course.
Would you like a touring?
Dolomites. Yes, and some little nibbles if you could.
No cigarette?
No.
I shall return.
Why did you marry him?
Stop it, you're all very loud.
I love.
Think it.
I offend your love for Mr. Tesman.
Hardly.
You don't love him.
Neither will I betray him.
Here we are. Cold punch and a collection of Bertie's assorted nibbles.
Why are you serving us?
I like it.
But you brought 2 glasses. Mr. Loveborg is not drinking.
Yes, but Mrs. Elvsted is coming later. Had you forgotten?
Remember this village?
Oh, it's taken below Brenner's Pass.
Where we met those ridiculous tourists.
You would have loved it. It was so pure.
Hedda, I have to know. Did you love him?
I'm not sure. We were close, I remember that, and I recall we shared some secrets. You
Yes.
especially.
You asked me to.
I suppose there was something quite delicious, even brave about our covert friendship.
Yes. Do you remember, I used to come over in the afternoons. Your father would read the newspaper,
While we sat together on the corner sofa.
pretending to be engrossed in a magazine.
Yes.
And I confess to you, you alone, my sins, my drinking, my shame. You had such power over me. I was compelled to tell you everything.
I had power.
Despite your age. I remember the intimate questions you asked me with such discretion.
Do you?
Yes. I was charmed by your boldness.
I prefer discretion.
How could you ask such things?
How could you answer?
I still don't know. And you're saying it wasn't love, what we had? You weren't trying to save me?
Not in the least.
Then what?
I was a girl. You had secret knowledge. I wanted it. I wanted to know everything I was forbidden to know.
That's all it was.
I think so.
Whatever you claim, what we had was extraordinary.
Oh, why didn't it last?
You're to blame.
It was you who ended it.
Because you endangered me. I liked the talking. I loved it. But then you imposed yourself upon your bold young friend. You broke the rules. You ruined it. You know it.
You should have killed me, as you threatened. Why didn't you?
I dread a scandal.
So it was cowardice.
Of course. But it's all turned out for the best. You've recovered and have a whole new friendship with the Elvsteds.
Sorry. I know she told you.
And did you tell her?
How could I?
I couldn't.
Why?
You've met her.
Hear my confession. My failure to shoot you wasn't my greatest act of cowardice.
Hedda, I understand.
Good. But don't rely on me. Oh, my dear Theo, we've been waiting for you.
Should I go say hello to your husband?
No, don't bother with him. He's going out. Partying.
But not with you.
No.
He's staying in with us.
Perfect. It's such a pleasure to be here.
Isn't she lovely?
Oh, she's stunning. One could admire her for days, well, I'm sure you do. Does her loveliness extend?
In all forms, she's a joy. We talk for hours, boldly, unconditionally.
Without a need for discretion.
A union of souls.
Are you quoting again?
She has the courage to act when life demands it.
I'm not sure it's courage.
It is, and in you, it's bound.
Courage is the most important quality.
You think so?
Without it, one can't actually live. Would you like some cold punch?
Oh, no, thank you.
Then you, Mr. Loveborg?
No, thank you, I don't.
But he really doesn't.
I want you to.
Then I'm afraid I must disappoint
I'm powerless.
you in this regard.
You know, one glass of punch won't actually harm you. It could be beneficial.
Hedda!
Why beneficial?
Because there are people, suspicious people, who don't truly believe you've forsaken your old habits. You must prove to them that you're so cured you can enjoy a small indulgence on special occasions. Boldness.
Hedda, don't.
I don't understand.
Didn't you notice Brack?
No. This is Tesman. Thank you for your devotion to the truth.
Said he might brave. You won't enjoy the party.
No, he's not going.
Shh. They're coming.
Please don't be upset. Don't be angry, dearest friend. Trust me. You and all the others, you'll see. I can resist it. If I have you to help me.
I'm here.
Time to go!
Time indeed.
And for me? Does your invitation still stand?
You want to come?
Yes, please.
Marvellous!
And I'll bring this with me.
You must. How will Mrs. Elvsted get home?
We'll find a way.
I'll pick her up at 10 o'clock, if that suits.
It suits perfectly.
Marvellous. Hedda, don't wake up me. I might be a bit drunk.
Stay out as long as you like. Stay forever.
And I'll be forward when you return.
Yes, I promise.
To the road, gentlemen! Prepare for jollity, as a certain beautiful lady likes to say.
If only she could attend invisibly.
Why would you want to?
To witness your frolics.
Oh, I wouldn't recommend them to such a delicate soul.
Oh, you will be appalled.
Farewell, dear ladies!
Goodbye!
10 o'clock, or thereabouts.
10 o'clock. I can see him before me. Vine leaves in his hair, heady and bold.
Vine leaves.
And he'll belong to himself again. He'll be free.
He is free.
Despite your doubts, I believe in him. And this little experiment will prove you right.
Don't understand.
For once in my life, I'll have power over another. You have that already. I never have.
I'm not being able to speak.
Him. Not worth the effort. You don't understand poverty. I mean, wants of spirit. How could you? You're rich. Look at how you glow. I'm going to set fire to your hair.
You're hurting me! The table is set for dinner.
Good, we're coming.
I want to go home.
Never. You will eat with me, little idiot, and then at 10 o'clock he'll come. You'll see. He will come with vine leaves in his hair.